What's up everyone, OJ here, welcome back to another video. Today, we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with Fire Emblem Three Houses. The marketing for this game is starting to ramp up quite a bit. Nintendo will be introducing all three houses over the course of the next few weeks leading into the launch of Fire Emblem Three Houses. This week, we're starting off with the Black Eagles led by Edelgard. Nintendo released a brand new trailer showing off Edelgard and her team, or her house I should say more like it, and what their affinity is, which is really for magic users. So we are going to watch that video here in full if you have not seen it yet.
Welcome to the Officers Academy, home to three mighty houses, each one in need of your tutelage and leadership on the battlefield. My name is Edelgard von Hresvelg, house leader of the Black Eagles. Many of our students are nobles and magic users, but all hail from the Adrestian Empire, as do I. I am its future emperor, after all. Notice how the twin-headed eagle on the Empire's coat of arms influenced our own. Our great territory dominates the southern half of Fodlan, and our strength is evident in our ranks. Here are some of them now. Cold-blooded as he may be, Hubert is loyal. He has served me since I was a child, and also serves as a constant voice of reason.
Joking, of course.
Smart and studious, Petra is the princess of a vassal state of the Empire. Her grasp of the language is a work in progress.
I am hopeful to have learnings from you, too.
And then there's Linhardt. His crest research is second only to Professor Hanneman, but his aptitude for napping is second to none. As their professor, you must lead your students in their academic lives and in turn-based tactical combat. But first, a question. Which house will you choose? Seek out the other house leaders to learn of their houses and then make your allegiance known. I trust it will be the Black Eagles. The Empire needs you.
So what do you guys think of the video so far when it comes to the magic users and what the Black Eagles bring to the table? Who I really like out of the whole lot here is Petra. That's something that I get asked quite a bit on my live streams are, who are your favorite characters? What house are you going to pick starting out with and all of that? And you know what? I'll answer some of those questions for you guys. Make sure you guys check out my OJ streams if you want to catch what I have to say live on everything. So here's the thing with this, guys. I think Petra, out of all of them, she's really cool. I like the little marking that she has on her eye. I think she is a very stand-up person so far from what I've seen. Her outfit is really cool, and I think that she's just going to be a cool chick to use in the game. Now, Edelgard, I do like her as a character. Her pre-time skip and post-time skip looks really cool, but her post-time skip, I think, looks the coolest out of all the different characters or all the different houses. I think her post-time skip looks really cool. I love her hair. I like the outfit she's wearing. Very noble looking, although Dimitri looks cool with the eye patch as well. Cloud looks great as well. I think the designs for this game are absolutely phenomenal. But let's talk a little bit more about the Black Eagles and if I'm going to be starting out with them. Now, here's the thing, guys. Fire Emblem is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Fire Emblem Awakening is definitely up there as like my favorite game of all time, along with like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and like Xenoblade. Games like that are really awesome. I love those type of games, but Fire Emblem Awakening holds a special place in my heart. After getting invited to play the demo and really seeing what this game is about, I honestly feel that this game could surpass what they've done before. That's talk about Path of Radiance. We're talking about Awakening, Fates, a lot of the best Fire Emblem games out there, even with the old school ones. If you talk about Shadow Dragon and some of the older Fire Emblem games, I think that this one definitely has a chance to do so. The characters are absolutely amazing in there. It's fully voiced. It's really slick. There's so many cool things about this, and this whole house and introductions and how they integrate the Officers Academy into the gameplay and what the traditional sense of what Fire Emblem is nothing short but genius. Honestly, there's no other game that I've ever played that has this type of combination what Fire Emblem did with the strategy RPG, kind of combining elements that you see in other RPGs, actually having full camera control, going around in a 3D area, kind of like your own base home, and then also having the elements of like school, but it not just being something that's just there. Like, for example, Persona is just kind of like there. But with Fire Emblem, it's actually a lot more than just being there. It's actually something that you take advantage of in order to get better classes, get better stats. It's something that's really hasn't been done before that I've seen with any type of game with a school situation setting in an RPG, if that makes sense. So to me, it kind of goes above and beyond what we've seen in Persona and other games, and it's not really like it. People like to compare it, but it's not really like it. It goes above and beyond what those games have done, and I actually talked about that in a separate video. Make sure you check it out, link in the description below. Of course, there'll be links at the end, but overall, I'm feeling that Petra's pretty cool. Black Eagles probably wouldn't be my first pick. I'm going to allow you guys to pick what house I start off with first. There will be a poll on my YouTube page, and of course we'll be streaming that live on Twitch. But to be honest, guys, in order to get the most out of this game, you're gonna have to play through all 3 houses. And the thing about it is that it's not just a different perspective like Fire Emblem Fates. This is actually a different story each time you go through post the time skip. You're going to see things from different angles and different ways, kind of like different perspectives at the beginning based on what house you pick. But after the time skip, that's when all things change, and there will be different cutscenes, there will be different endings, and things will play out completely different when you go through each house and which one you pick. So to me, it's going to be a 3 playthrough type of game, but I'm excited and looking forward to going through all of it. Really, I'm so excited for Fire Emblem, and it's almost here. July 26th is the day, so we are about 3 weeks and a few odd days away, depending on when you're watching this. Heck, you could be watching this later in the week. We're almost there. So what do you guys think about this house introduction of the Black Eagles? Will this be your pick when Fire Emblem Three Houses drops on the Nintendo Switch later in the month? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here. We do have a fairly big announcement for old school fans out there, because the Famitsu magazine has revealed today that Marvelous is bringing a remake of Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, to the Nintendo Switch. The game will be released on October 17th in Japan. More details will be revealed in the next issue of the Famitsu magazine. For now, all we have are some pieces of artwork, which you guys will be seeing, and also 3 screenshots as well that Famitsu has outlined in their preview. And I'll be honest here, guys, I am not a huge Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons fan at all, which it would probably be called Story of Seasons since there's the whole licensing thing and everything like that, Natsumi and all that. So it'll probably be called Story of Seasons here in the West. But guys, I'm not a huge Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons fan. And the reason why I'm not is that I'm not really big on like farming all day or anything like that. I'm just not huge on doing stuff like that. But I've always been interested at least in following along with the games. I know I played Harvest Moon back in the day on the N64, and I didn't really like it too much, probably because I didn't really know what I was doing, or I just didn't care at the time. But I don't know. A lot of people really have great things to say about the Harvest Moon franchise and what they've done over all of these different years. And the graphics so far, apparently this is a remake of the GBA game, and everyone's saying the graphics look really smooth for what it was on the GBA compared to what they're doing on the Nintendo Switch, and it is a remake of the game, and it's coming this year in Japan. Who knows when it's going to come in the West and when they do the localization and all that. I'm not familiar on how fast they get everything localized from Japan to the West when it comes to Harvest Moon, but I'm actually really happy for Harvest Moon fans whenever they do get a good game to play in the franchise, or a new game, or even a remake like this one. I think it's always good when you can have that legacy type of title like a Harvest Moon come over to Nintendo Switch. So it's nothing but good stuff, and of course the fans can rejoice that you guys are getting a remake of one of the better games I've heard from fans out there is this one right here. So what do you guys think about this game getting remade on the Nintendo Switch, coming out this year, October in Japan? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here. We've got some information on Cuphead and how the DLC has been delayed, but it's been delayed for a good reason. I think that this is very noble of the developers to come out and say this, so I did want to cover this one in a regular video on the channel as well. Studio MDHR provided an update on Cuphead's Delicious Last Course expansion today. It was originally planned for release later this year, but is now pushed back to 2020. Co-director Chad Moldenhauer, which I might have butchered that name, has since issued a statement about the delay. In addition to having a high-quality product, the move was also done to maintain the team's health, which is especially important due to how much talk there has been regarding development crunch as of late. Here's his full words, quote, "While we initially announced a 2019 release date for the Delicious Last Course expansion, our highest priority is making sure this new adventure meets the meticulous level of care and quality we always strive for. We want to be absolutely certain that this next adventure feels at home in the world of Cuphead and is full of moments that surprise and delight players. Furthermore, the development of the original game taught us a great deal about the importance of making things in a way that's healthy and sustainable for our team. This wasn't an easy decision to make, but we're confident it's one that will result in a higher quality experience that's all the sweeter when it does arrive. So once again, I have to really commend the developers of this one here, because I think that this whole stuff that's been happening with like Anthem and EA and Activision, all of that is very scary. We've had a lot of issues, whether it's going on with YouTubers, whether it's going on with content creators, whether it's going on with Twitch streamers, whether it's going on with developers. There is a little bit of a stress factor that goes into all of this type of stuff. And it's not just like in the content creation world or anything like that, or the video game world. We're talking like in the regular workplace as well. And making sure that you're right mentally and not overworked is the key to making sure that you work your best and getting the best type of product out there to your consumers, or getting the best type of videos that you can do to your users, or whatever the case that you need to do. So I 100% back them in terms of what they are doing here. And we saw this with Animal Crossing New Leaf, right? Nintendo said the same thing with Doug Bowser. They're saying, hey, they could have had it out 2019, but in order to not have that crunch, in order to not have that stress on the developers, it's okay. We can wait a few more months. We can wait however long until it's ready to go. We can play other games. We're going to be fine in the meantime. Do your best to take care of yourselves while you wait for some of these games to come out. But I think that at the end of the day, what matters is making sure that the health and making sure that the team is not demoralized by all of the bad stuff that can happen with crunch, with all of the stress and the working hours and all that. And then like the user feedback, you know, when you're going there and you're making games and you're just trying to buckle down, then all of a sudden you have all this negative feedback that you get because you might have messed up on a few different things, and that adds even more pressure on top of the pressure that you already had to make sure that the game was good. So in my opinion, this is a good idea for them. I want this delicious last course to be the best that it can be. I like Cuphead. I still need to get back to playing that on the Nintendo Switch, but I think it's a fantastic title. And I'm glad that the studio leads are making sure that their developers are healthy and happy and can get this done and get it quality too, because you don't want rushed DLC and you don't want tired or burnt out developers, because in my opinion that creates errors, that creates problems, that creates more patches, and that just creates angry consumers. So take your time, get everything good, and then release it when it's ready to go. So what do you guys think about all the different titles that we talked about today when it comes to Fire Emblem, Harvest Moon, and also Cuphead? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.